Hey there, YouTube. How's you going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Three Toe Customs. I'm your host, Three Toe Joe. If you didn't know, well, now you know. What do we got going on today? Well, today we got a gooder one for you because we're going to be continuing on from our previous video where we talked about items that you should have with you just in case for survival situation, worst case scenarios happen that you're stuck out in the woods while your machine breaks down or something. Well, today we're going to be putting all that into use, and we're going out into the woods in the cold middle of January, and we're going to try to set up camp and survive the night. How does that sound? So if that's something that interests you, well then grab your camping gear and follow along. Oh, and remember to smash those subscribe and notification buttons. It really goes a long way towards helping me build my channel, eh, boys? Alright, so here's the scenario. We're out in the woods playing with our chainsaw. Left the sound bar going. Never really thought. Battery died. Can't start the machine. Uh-oh. What are we going to do now, right? Definitely not leaving the machine here and walking out to try to find help. I've seen that happen too many times where guys break down. They leave their machine there to go find somebody to help them out. They come back a few hours later only to find that their machine ain't there no more. I mean, I've seen it happen so many times, it's not even believable. So leaving our machine behind is definitely not an option. Plus, it's not a safe option. Something could happen to me along the way, and it would make it that much harder to find me. So better to just stick close to my machine and hunker down for the night. We're going to prepare for the worst case scenario in case nobody comes along to give us a boost. And we're going to begin building a shelter, and I'm going to show you guys, the better locations to choose if you have the options anyways. So, yeah, we're going to get right into her because we only have a couple hours of daylight left here and we don't have that much time to waste. So, let's get to her. Okay, so looking around this trail, on this side here, it's very, very bare, you know what I mean? There's not much coverage in there, and I'd have to be too far off the trail to go build a shelter in there. But on the side where I'm parked, actually seems to be pretty good. Or even back here. But right about here seems to actually be a pretty good spot. If we go in a little tighter here, you'll see about 20 feet off the trail, there's some nice little pine trees all up in there. And I think I see a nice little open area in there. So I think that'll be a prime location with minimal work. So let's check her out. Actually, that looks perfect. Hey, there's not big giant trees around either. That's something else to remember too. You don't want to build where there's like a lot of big, thick, tall trees. Just in case it were to storm at night. Big trees come down, kill people. But this whole area here looks just perfect actually. It's got nice coverage from all sides. But we'll have to make sure to make this so that people can actually see us and find us in case they come along. So we're going to take care of all that. You guys just hold on tight. Three-Toed Joe will show you what he knows. All right, so something else that's important to mention here is when you're going to be doing some hard work like this, you don't want to be wearing all your gear. You want to strip down. It's not that cold out right now. It will be later on tonight. But you don't want to sweat too much. Sweating's definitely your enemy out here. Yeah, it gets your body wet and gets your clothes damp. Once the cold kicks in, then oh boys, she really gets good. Now, here's another tool that I keep in my razor that I forgot to mention. It's just simple. It's a small retractable shovel. Fits right behind my seat. I'm a short guy, so it fits nicely right behind my seat. And man, I can't tell you how many times this guy's got me out of a jam. Get hung up in some snow. I was able to shovel out from underneath and get myself out again. Really, 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 really handy to have in the winter especially. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start clearing out in this area. We're going to shovel it all out. Just kind of get it cleared out. And kind of get the snow out of here so we can see the ground a little bit better, what we're working with. Be easier to keep the fire going too as well. Okay, so now that we have our area all cleaned out here, what we need now is we need some bracing to build the shelter with, so we can wrap our tarp around something to make some walls. What I like to use is, we've got a lot of these guys right here. They're not very big, poplar trees or whatever you want to call them. I'm no tree expert by any means, so what we're going to need is about 6 or 7 of these guys. You know, they're thick enough that they'll make a nice sturdy bracing. You don't want them too small that you don't want them breaking on you. So that's what we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut ourselves about 6 or 7 of these guys. We're going to delimb them and get them all ready. What's nice about having this type of case is I can remove it from the machine and carry it to my spot, so I don't have to keep running back and forth every time I need a tool or forget something. Now we're just going to use our little handsaw here. No sense of wasting our chainsaw for this. Show you guys how well the tool works. There's one. Alright, so now that you got your tree down, the easiest way I find to delimb them is you want to start from like the top of the tree ways, kind of, let's say, and when you're going along it, you kind of want to hold the tree opposite side of your swinging hand and just kind of keep going down like that. Safest way to delimb, so you're swinging away from yourself. Keep your area clean. You want to make sure you keep your area clean of debris. You don't want to be tripping over stuff and things like that. All right, so once I got one cut down, what I would like to do is I know I'm about 5'4", so I'll take about 2 full arm lengths. I'll measure that out, and I'll give myself roughly 2 extra feet. So. And then, oops, I forgot to mark this. We're good. I'll just mark it. And then you just go ahead and you cut this, and it'll be roughly about 12 feet long, give or take. And just go ahead and get rid of it. Top of the tree here. Hey. Oh. So quiet and sneaky, sometimes I don't know where you are, puppy. I can smell my marinated steak that I brought along to cook for later. Man, does it ever smell good, but we gotta get this shelter built and get a fire going before we're eating any steak dinners. So, all right. So, grabbing about another 5 or 6 of these. We'll use this first one as our guide to measure all the other ones, so we don't have to do the iron thing over and over again. And we'll go ahead and we'll erect a tripod or something. We'll figure it out as we go, anyways. I've never actually done this before, so. Okay, so now that we got a good little workout going on and we got the blood flowing and we're all warmed up here, we're about a half an hour in so far. We got, I think, seven poles cut and delimbed, and we got this whole area shoveled out. Just catching my breath now, getting on to the less physical stuff here, thankfully. But what we're going to do now is we're going to tie 3 of our poles together to start a tripod. So that there should be like the main start of our shelter. So what I did is I laid one going down that way, and I laid two going down that way. So hopefully when I pick it up, it'll be easier to put in a tripod anyways, in theory. So what I'm going to do is this is what the extra 2 feet were for. So I'm just going to measure that quickly. I'm going to make a little mark here. Oh, where's my knife? Just going to make a little mark here with just to show that there's where my 2 foot mark is. Do that in 2 spots on each one here. Still on, puppy. What's Dad doing? Dad gonna build us a doghouse? Okay, watch out. On my way. Alright, so. Just gonna start off, nothing special. We're just gonna tie a simple knot style to this. First one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this. I believe I seen something online. Watched a YouTube video and it says something about doing your wraps 3 times around each pole. Now for the moment of truth. Got our poles, all 3 of our poles tied together here, so we'll go ahead and we'll get these stood up and see if we can make a tripod. That's what the ladies used to call me back in the day, tripod. All right. Hey, look at that. Seems like it's actually working. Seems like good old Joe might have actually had a half a clue what he was doing. Nice. Give us a good idea how big this is going to be as well. Nice. Doing it like this is really the way to do it. You want to, makes it so easy. As you guys can see, so easy. From there, you're just going to want to spread your poles apart fairly evenly. This hump is here, it's hard to get this one up. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll get the rest of our poles set in. Got those guys hiding here off to the side. And we just gotta that's the basic of it. Nice. You'll see the whole family in there. Okay, so here we go. Tripod erected, poles all over the place. Let's see if we can make this work here. Nice clean area. It's time to grab our tarp and get that set up on a pole and get that put up. fun puppy. Alright, fuck off. Come on. Ozzy, come on, man. You're not making my life any easier here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to attach this tarp to this pole. What I'm going to do is because I don't want the tarp to go all the way to the top, so I can leave a nice hole at the top for a chimney, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start attaching it at the second ring here. I'm just not going to attach this first top one here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start cutting myself some pieces of rope here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess I should have brought my sharper knife. This knife's seen a lot of use, so it's starting to get pretty old. Special, just tie it on with a knot. There, now that we have our tarp attached to this pole here, we're just going to simply go ahead and we're going to try to roll this back up best we can here without making it too hard on ourselves to get back in there. And we'll prop her up, wrap her around, see what we got, and figure out how we're going to attach it properly. We're really starting to lose out of daylight fast here, so got to get this done, get fire going. Okay, so before it gets too dark, what we're going to do is we're going to leave a warning. So if somebody comes along, they'll be able to spot us and they'll be able to find us somehow. Know that we're right there off the trail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my orange reflective tape here. I'm just going to start like this. How's this? Like that. Alright, so I kind of got like an arrow going on here just to say. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my extra line, I'm going to run it from my machine, I'm going to run it to my trail right to where we built the teepee. So that way there somebody will be able to follow it right to us. Quit being a weasel. Okay, so now if somebody comes along, should be fairly easy for them to spot. I'm going to hang some, when it gets darker, I'm going to hang some glow sticks on this as well. So it'll really be noticeable. Alright, let's get this tarp on there. Because we're losing light fast. Wood. Oh, we're going to move on it. Okay, so let's see what we're doing. First one on here. This is where our door opening will be. So we'll just simply wrap the rest of the tarp right around. time too, because it's getting dark out. All right, so here we are. We're in our tarp shelter. I can stand up all the way around. Lots of room. Lots of room on the ground here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start collecting firewood, get a fire going. And we also need to collect a lot of spruce boughs to insulate the ground here. So we have something to sleep on. Whew, lots of work left. It's probably only like 5 o'clock, but it's already just getting dark out. So you guys can tell there the sun's pretty much gone now. So we don't have a whole lot of time left to collect as much firewood as we can and get a fire going. So let's get a move on, everybody.